Hello, entrepreneurs. My name is Bimal Shah. I'm on a mission to make pioneers out of entrepreneurs by helping you achieve your 3 year goal in 1 year that's tied to your 25-year vision and 5 year moonshot. I do it through weekly sprints and 90-day leaps. This is the Pioneers Academy podcast, and I'm on a mission to make a million pioneers. And I thought this podcast channel will help you achieve your 3 year goal and jump to the next level. I'm going to be showing lots of training and lots of great episodes. So join on this podcast and get all the training and resources you need to achieve your 3 year goal in 1 year and make yourself a pioneer. I wrote 13 books, Becoming a Pioneer, and you can get all those 13 books on Amazon. We're going to give away to every listener who listens on this podcast a $100 Amazon gift card so you can get all the books and learn how to become a pioneer.
Hello, and welcome to another breakthrough episode of the Pioneers Academy podcast. I'm your host, April, and today is not just another day, it's Father's Day. So, we are celebrating by spotlighting pioneering dads and fathers who aren't just raising children, but are also building futures, businesses, and legacies. So, joining me today is someone who lives and breathes innovation, none other than Bimal Shah, the visionary behind the Pioneers platform, and we're diving into how dads can leverage automation and smart tools to free up time and focus on their most meaningful work. So before we start, happy Father's Day, Bimal, and welcome back.
Thank you very much, and happy Father's Day to everyone who's listening in and listening to the podcast whenever they. It's everybody can become a father. It takes lot to become a great dad. So happy Father's Day to all the dads out there. You're doing a great job, and thank you, April. Let's get started.
So, Bimal, millions of dads have gone on to become pioneers in their industry. And today we have something really special just for them, right? Bimal, my question is, what is the fundamental starting point for all the dads who are listening to also become a pioneer in their industry?
So, there are lots of great examples. I'd like to start off with, Thomas Edison. If people knew he had six children, so he was a phenomenal dad, but also a great inventor who, the reason we have all the electricity, the reason we are on this podcast, we wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for Thomas Edison, who invented the light bulb. Similarly, Leonardo da Vinci, Benjamin Franklin, John Deere, Henry Ford, the Wright brothers, the list goes on. And there's millions of great pioneers who are also great dads, when they built this whole legacy. And, so it's out there and everyone can make it happen. Anybody and everybody can not only be a great dad, but also build a legacy and become a pioneer in their own industry. The very first step to starting out, is not to have like a massive purpose that you follow, or something that you have a very narrow niche and you want to solve a very unique problem. You know that by solving that problem you're going to bring a very good positive impact and change that's going to be massive. For example, when Edison invented electricity, it was going to change the world. Same thing with Ford when they invented the T car and the automobile, it changed the whole automobile industry. John Deere, when he invented um, the agricultural aspects of it, they changed the whole farming and agriculture industry. So there are lots of things, once you have an MTP or a massive transformative purpose, that's a starting point in discovering that. Or even, a unique problem. You may have a very unique problem that you feel that you can solve, that nobody else has been able to solve, and you know how to go about doing it. You just need the track and direction to make it happen. So that is the starting point, and we are giving away some great resources on the show notes below. So there's a link, Quantum 90-Day Leap. If you click that, it will help you build your MTP, your massive transformative purpose, and the next steps, and help you give direction for the first 90 days. What do you do, if you are on that journey to become a pioneer?
That's such a grounding reminder, Bimal. And yeah, I agree that it's not about just doing more. It's about doing what really matters and the purpose. So for me, that first decision to lead, that makes all the difference for all the dads out there who's thinking about stepping out. So now, Bimal, getting on this journey of becoming a pioneer may feel sometimes daunting or even overwhelming for many. How can this journey become easier for those listening in? And what are the real benefits of thinking big and stepping into the identity of a pioneer?
So a pioneer, so the very simplest thing I can make it for all the listeners is there, you can be a leader, follower, pioneer. So leader, you are leading something, which means there is already an industry and you need to overcome all the people who are ahead of you. Followers means you're following a specific leader, and you're following something or you're following what somebody else is doing. And a pioneer creates their own path, finds their own niche. And so that is the first thing, finding your niche, finding something that you uniquely do. God has made everyone unique and everyone different. So, every human being is different. There's only one Steve Jobs, there's only one Bill Gates, there's only one Thomas Edison. So, there's only one Benjamin Franklin. So every human being is different, and that's why you want to find your niche is what you uniquely do. And once you find your niche, you build your purpose and then utilize the tool that we're providing in the show notes below. That will help you, build that whole 90-day leap, and with the massive MTP and the massive transformative purpose. And we also have a pioneers platform. So to make it easy, we have three types of pioneers: the learning pioneer, the growing pioneer, and the scaling pioneer. So the learning pioneer is like a startup. You're trying to build a startup company and you're ground zero and you're, going from zero to a billion, or you have big dreams. So that is, the first fundamental is to dream big, think big, and do big, right? So the next step is, as you grow, you build a different team around you, and you utilize that team to scale. So you have learning pioneers, growing pioneers, scaling pioneer across the $1 million mark, and the scaling pioneers now are ready to take it to the next level. So join the pioneers platform. We're going to include the show notes, the links below, for dads who want to become pioneers. And it's a great topic today on Father's Day, that, you're just not a dad. You're unique, you're special, and you can not only be a great dad, but you can also be a great pioneer in your industry. And we also have a launch team. I've written a 13-book series called Becoming a Pioneer. So it's a step-by-step series, week by week, day by day, what steps you need to take to become a pioneer in your industry, become that exponentially growing legacy that you want to build in your business. And becoming an entrepreneur is not just an entrepreneur, but the entrepreneur, the pioneer. So you are the only one. There's nobody else like you. And that's the whole 13-book series that I have written. So there's lots of tools, resources. We have a launch team, we have a pioneers platform, and we're going to bring lots of other, the Pioneers Academy. So all those resources are going to be there for you, and you can access that in the show notes below.
I love how you made that so relatable, Bimal. It's not about having it all figured out all at once, that easily. It's about being bold enough to start with their own niche. So thank you for that. And also, I think that a lot of dads out there are going to breathe easier knowing that they don't have to do it alone because there's a whole ecosystem built to help them move forward. Thank you for that. Now let's talk about something that's on every visionary's mind, money. So many dads out there listening might feel that money is the biggest barrier to becoming a pioneer or building innovation. And you often talk about grants. So what kind of grants are available for aspiring dads who want to become a pioneers?
So there are different types of grants. There are startup grants if you're trying to build a startup company. Then there are grants if you build a company and you want to build innovation. There are some innovation grants that you can get. Then if you have a team and you have employees that are, you can train, and there are training grants that are available. And there's some federal grants. So there are all kinds of grants that are available. We're going to include a link on the show notes below, grants, bit.ly/grants. Now you can just answer a few questions and it will give you a response as to how much you can qualify where. And then there is free money out there, even in today's environment, that you can access, and that helps you get to that next level and utilize that grant money. Because when you have these big dreams and you're on a shoestring budget and you can't borrow money, you need money that you can use that you don't have to pay back. And that is grants. You don't have to pay back the grants. It's free money. So those are resources that you can get. So click on the show notes below and you can access those grants. And then for today's show and listeners, we are giving away to all the dads a Pioneer Book gift card. So there's a 13 book series. You get a $100 Amazon gift card. So utilize that gift card to get the 13 book series and all the 13 books, step by step access, step by step structure and process, when the whole book series actually becomes your book. So I wrote this book with the intent to make it as your guide and your customized niche rather than my insight. So it walks you through on building your own business and building your own legacy. So it is structured in a way with training videos, workbooks, questions, space to write and fill in things. So that book becomes your own book. And each one of those book becomes your own book. And it comes with flowcharts, tools, resources, structures, true stories and successes in how these things that I talk about actually work in real life. So some real practical examples in every book, in every chapter, multiple examples and multiple true stories in every chapter. So you will see that. So that is a great starting point for someone. There's lots of free tools and resources I'm even giving away on Happy Father's Day today. So access those and check those out, and you will see great things that can make you a stepping stone towards becoming a pioneering dad. That's my whole mission, making pioneers out of entrepreneurs.
Thank you for breaking that down, Bimal, and that's incredibly reassuring, especially for our dads and fathers out there listening. It really changes their narrative, I believe, from "I can't start" to "there's support waiting for me." And Bimal, thank you for joining us and sharing so much clarity, strategy, and inspiration. To everyone, especially every dad tuning in, you already have what it takes to be a pioneer. So the journey starts with one decision, and the right tools and support can carry you further than you imagine. So check out the show notes. We will put it down below.
Thank you very much. And the journey starts with one link. So please click the link and start your journey in becoming yourself a pioneer. Make yourself a pioneer. Happy Father's Day to everyone. Thank you. Hello, pioneers and entrepreneurs. My name is Bimal Shah. I'm on a mission to make pioneers out of entrepreneurs by helping you achieve your 3-year goal in 1 year that is tied to your 25-year vision and 5-year moonshot. I do it through 90-day leaps and weekly sprints and through my own proprietary 4-leap system. I've also written 13 books, the Becoming a Pioneer series. I've founded the Pioneers Academy, the Pioneers platform, and several resources that help you on several different platforms: the Thrive platform, Transform platform, and Transcend platform. So these are resources and tools that I built for you to double your business in a year and scale exponentially and become the only one in your business.